Hi, I'm Nicole Calhoun with SC Calhoun Consulting, and for this week's video, I'm going to continue sharing on the importance of personal growth and development. Last week, I talked about how it's important for us, if we want to go somewhere, to be willing to grow. I basically said you're only going to go as far as you're willing to grow. And I bet if you think about that, almost every major accomplishment in your life has been because you have made the decision to grow in order to reach that accomplishment. For this week, I'm going to share about how growth must be intentional. And just for the sake of this video, I'm going to talk about two types of growth. There is intentional growth and there is unintentional growth. Unintentional growth normally occurs based off of some type of life event. Something very significant happens. You begin reflecting on that situation and you make some decisions. Hey, I don't know that I like the outcome or like my response in that situation. So there's some growth that I would like to take place. And so you make a decision to grow in that area based off of reflection. The other type of growth is intentional growth. This is when you set some type of a goal and you plan out very specific steps to reach that goal. For example, if you would like to learn how to drive a car, simple, right? You want to learn how to drive a car, you begin studying on how to drive a car. You take some type of driver's ed class, you start practicing on the road with your instructor, and then you continue along that path until you're ready to drive a car. That's intentional growth. And so for the sake of any type of goals or significant goals that you'd like to reach, intentional growth is important, because unintentional growth, you really don't have a direction that you're setting yourself. It's just like almost happenstance based off of the situation. Intentional growth, you set the goal and then you make the plans to reach that goal. I remember when I started learning how to ride a bike. I started kind of late because of this very experience, or I learned late because of the experience that I'm going to share with you. So on this block that I lived on, we had a tree, a rather large tree, and its roots had grown so much that it caused the cement to break up. So when I started training to ride a bike, I, like most kids, I jumped on happy to learn how to ride. I mean, riding a bike was better than walking, and it just gave you more freedom while you're outside playing. And I happened to hit a bump in the sidewalk where the tree had caused the cement to break up. And I fell into this bush. I don't even know what it's called, but we used to call them sticker bushes. They had these little round circular things on them with prickly sticker things that came out. And so imagine this little kid falling on the ground into these bushes. And so my hands were covered in the bushes. It was kind of painful. And then after that experience, I had to push myself. It took me a while later, but I had to push myself I had to be intentional to grow, to say, okay, Nicole, you can get back on this bike and you're going to learn how to ride this bike, because you don't want to be too old trying to ride a bike, or at least learning. And so I had to be intentional about my route. I had to be intentional about making the decision that if I fall, I'm going to get back up and get back on this bike. And so I hope that it's a good illustration for you about why it's important that growth be intentional. Because whatever goal it is that you're trying to reach, you have to be determined to set that goal and to follow the right path to reach that goal. So I want to challenge you by asking, what is a goal that you have been wanting to reach? I don't know what that is. It's different for different people. But think of a goal that has really been on your heart, something that you really wanted to do. Now, ask yourself, am I willing to be intentional about reaching this goal? I'm going to leave it there for right now for you to contemplate on that. And actually, I am going to do a part 2 for this one for intentional growth, because there's a little bit more that I can share on this that will help you to understand why growth has to be intentional. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and end this video, and I'll see you next time. As always, I thank you for watching. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, put a comment out there, and I'll reply. But again, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.